So the Mahagat Bandhan has released its manifesto. Of course, the big takeaway was Tejashwi Yadav again asking the NDA, who is your face in this election? Amitabh Tiwari, political analyst and a Bihar watcher, joins me live. So it's very clear that as far as the promises that was made by Tejaswi over the last few weeks is something that will be part of this manifesto. And the Mahagat Bandhan party is Amitabh Tiwari is using this platform again to send a message of unity versus who. It's Tejaswi versus who is the question that is being asked by Tejaswi repeatedly.
No, essentially, if you see, the Mahagat Bandhan did face issues with respect to ticket distribution. It was almost a 2 week, you can say, non-communication between the major parties, RJD and Congress. And we've also seen that there are a dozen of seats where friendly fights are happening. However, in a heated election as Bihar, vote share movements or sentiments move on a daily basis on the basis of the news. So, Home Minister Amit Shah's statement regarding the chief ministership as to how it will be settled, and then a unified press conference of Mahagat Bandhan projecting Tejaswi Yadav as CM and Mukesh Sahni as Deputy CM. And now this joint manifesto seems to have given the momentum back to MGB or neutralize some of the losses, which is the perception losses it received because of these friendly fights and the miscommunication which happened essentially between Congress and RJD. And now, so they are asking the question, who will be the CM of NDA? And this is classic, you can say Prime Minister Modi style or NDA style for general elections. When they ask this question repeatedly, who is the prime ministerial candidate of India bloc or the
Modi
UP?
versus who?
Yeah, Modi versus who. So they're trying to play that.
And you make an interesting observation that Amitabh Tiwari, over the last few days, what is evident is, particularly after the announcement of Mukesh Sahni as the Deputy Chief Ministerial candidate and Tejaswi as the face of this entire Mahagat Bandhan, do you think the EBCs are also witnessing some kind of mobilization? Because in the absence of that question not being asked as to, is Nitish Kumar really the face of the NDA? Or will he be only the face till the elections, and will he be actually the chief minister if NDA actually wins this election?
No, see, essentially it is all about representation in Bihar. Different communities, social group, back political parties basis the number of tickets and the ministerial positions which they receive. Now the EBC community, which had joined hands with the Yadav community and the Muslims to dislodge the upper caste-led government of the Congress, felt cheated in the 15 years and shifted to Nitish in 2005 because they were perhaps denied the key ministerial positions of power because it was largely centralized with Lalu Yadav's family. Now here, Nitish Kumar over the last 20 years has emerged as the leader of non-Yadav OBCs and the EBCs. So, and the BJP or the NDA has two deputy chief ministers, the EBC community, correct? So essentially, on the opposition side, you have a deputy CM face from the EBC community, whereas here with NDA, there is no commitment as to whether the champion of EBCs, who is considered as Nitish Kumar still, will remain the chief minister or not, or whether BJP will install an upper caste chief minister or somebody else. So that question mark is there, which is leading to this confusion, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you the last question and then we wrap up this broadcast here from Patna. Is this imagery that it is Tejaswi, not Rahul, really of any consequence? Or do you sense that Tejaswi and other leaders from the Congress party or CPIML, IP Singh's party, Mukesh Sahni of the VIP party, they make a sufficient picture because this is a state election?
No, as discussed many times earlier also, I think it's largely a hyper-local election now, correct? Because now the candidates have been announced
That's
And
right. It's a very localized election. I can say that certainly Amitabh Tiwari, having traveled several districts of Bihar in the last 5 days, the sense is that it is about who will be the chief minister, yes, but it is as much about the local MLA. So the local MLA is an important factor in these elections in Bihar.
Yeah. And so that's why you see micro level kind of coming from the NDA, where it was able to convince some of the candidates of Jan Swaraj Party to withdraw or give their support to the NDA. We have seen in some cases the Home Minister Amit Shah sat here for around 3 to 4 days and tried to dissuade rebels from either filing nominations or withdrawing nominations. So it's now largely micro, wherein the party which is able to create a perfect caste arithmetic on the seat and also manage dissatisfaction or rebellion could largely emerge as winners, and we could see a very, or rather we are seeing a very close election where the narrative has moved from the state level narrative to now largely the seat level narrative. However, incidents like
Absolutely.
this announcement of manifesto, etc., bring some light back to the larger narrative or the state level narrative, but then again it is likely to shift to the seat level narrative it only in the days to come.
All right, Amitabh Tiwari, pleasure having you on this broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us. So the Mahagat Bandhan has launched its manifesto, and Tejashwi Yadav again asked the question as to who is the face of the NDA in this election. The NDA manifesto is likely to be launched on 30th in the presence of Home Minister Amit Shah and a battery of leaders who are all traveling from New Delhi. A lot of questions that will be asked, but in a very hyper-local election, how will these cards play out? That remains to be seen. Of course, the first round of elections is on 6th. Bihar's second phase is on 11th, and the big results day is on 14th. Thanks so much for watching.